Hi, it's Sue Ricks here, talking to you about self-care. I don't know about you, but I think a lot of us, whether we're in reflexology or not in reflexology, we're thinking about self-care and realising that we've spent a lot of time looking after a lot of people, but we've got to look after ourselves. And obviously I speak for myself in that. And I thought that I'd just chat a little bit about some of the things that I've been talking about with people recently that are making the most difference. So one of the things is actually just noticing your senses and actually paying attention. So we have, sight, texture, smell, all those different things. Are you eating the foods that you like? Are you smelling the scents that you like in your shower gel? Or, have you got a special thing that you're putting in the house that's taking the beautiful aromas through your house? What about the smell of your cooking? Are you cooking things that you like? As you lift the fork to your mouth, do you like it? Are you looking at things that you love? One of the feng shui things that I learned when I did my feng shui training is to have what are called focal points. So every time that you walk into a room, you go, oh, look at that. And yesterday I put a piece of clothing that I particularly adore that I bought in a place which I had the most marvellous time with friends, and I just hung it up on the outside of the wardrobe just so that it makes me go, oh, look at that. Do you have photographs around that lift you, or are they photographs that depress you a little bit because they connect you possibly with relatives who've passed over and there's an element of sadness? In feng shui, it's all about having everything that lifts you, noticing the things that make a difference. I personally make photo books of my year. I've put the photographs, and they could be, flowers or clouds or literally anything. It's nothing fancy. It's just things as I look through these books that lift me. The other thing that I think is really important is having music around. Now, I personally have an aversion to being made to listen to other people's music. It's just something I don't like. I don't like being in a nice, quiet place and hearing somebody else's music. When I go on holiday, I love peace and tranquility and calm. And it's not to say I don't like, bright environments. I do. But if I'm choosing to be quiet, I really would like to be quiet. So one of the things is I've got my little earbuds in. Yeah, so I use these, so that I can listen. Here we go, take them both out now. So that I can listen to my own music. And if I happen to walk off from my phone, I walk off. But it's just one of those things that I do. Some people will approve, some people will disapprove. But there's lots of music that I love that probably other people don't do. And you can have a bit of a jig about in the morning when you're putting your music on and have a little bit of a boogie with yourself. And actually just doing that sort of just getting up and just energising. Also paying attention to yourself. Actually just look at your hands. Just pay attention to your hands. Are your hands really wrinkly? Or have they got little lines down them? And just look at them. If you just squidge the little tops of your fingers, what happens to them? Are they all fluffy and bouncy and fully energised, or are they a bit like, Because that could be dehydration, getting an extra cup of water. When my clients come, and if I say to clients about drinking extra water, there's that whole thing about it. It's like, oh, I know, I should do. That's all precious stuff. It's stuff that drops your energy down. But if you can just take a few extra sips of water, and a really good tip is to put a little glass, and I mean a little glass, because a big glass is too much for some people, put a little glass in front of the kettle, and if you're going to make yourself a cup of tea or coffee, just drink a glass of water first, then have your tea and coffee as you would do if that's what you want to drink. Just do that. Another thing is pay attention to your feet. As you know, as an avid foot reader and interested in all things foot reading and books and things about that, looking at feet is really important. If you just sit down and put your feet up in front of a mirror, right, just pop a mirror on the floor, sit on the floor, put your feet up in front of the mirror and just have a look at them. Do they look happy? Do they look sad? What are the colours like? Are they red? Are you feeling angry or embarrassed? Are they yellow? Are you feeling really hacked off with life? Are they white? Have you got no energy? And then you can be really kind to yourself. So there's lots of different things that you can do for self-care. And even just writing a little note of, oh, I wish I could. Maybe think back to when you were little. What were the things that you wanted to do? Watch children around you. You know, what do they want to do? They want to run, they want to play, they want to doodle, they want to fiddle, they want to be creative, they want to do a bit of splash painting or sticking glittery things on or making little runs of cars or whatever it is. I used to have a row of bricks and I used to take cars that used to go down. I still like my car. I love it. Right, and then going back to things that were important to you in childhood, I used to collect stones. I still love crystals. And that's lots of things that you can do by thinking about what energised me as a child, what was important to me. Am I doing that? You know, I used to love colouring. I've started colouring again. Getting back to ourselves and using our senses and bringing things that bring tiny little bits of joy to ourselves is so important. Doesn't have to be acres of time. It doesn't have to be a whole day. It could just be a few moments at the beginning of the day. So thinking about things that energise you, that lift your spirit, that feed your soul is so important. Because if we don't feed our soul, how can we help other people to be able to help them to feed their souls? And if you're a reflexologist, you'll know how important reflexology is. If you're into energising people through personal growth and development, you'll know that it's really important to help people to be able to find their own inner truth, their own inner messages. We know inside what's the right thing for us. We don't always need somebody else to tell us. We sort of know. But it's sometimes about giving permission. So maybe somebody else gives you permission. Maybe you give yourself permission. Just spending time connecting with you and your loved ones and saying hi to people that you think of. So there's just a range of different things that you can do just to lift yourself and to energise yourself, because it's all about you looking after you so that you can look after other people. So I've put a some of those extra tips. I've actually put them on the Sue Ricks Academy, and I was chatting with somebody over Messenger and Facebook yesterday who said she's worried that she might have a few problems at work because she's loving the Academy so much that she keeps dipping in and out of it when she's at work. But I thought that was great that she's enjoying the Academy, but I want her to be happy and safe at work too. So thinking about things that make a difference to you, that can energise you so that you can take care of you and take care of other people. So lots of love. Take care of yourself today. This is Sue Ricks. Bye.